on the phone with me now is a punk rock legend. He's the front man of a band that's been around for a long time in different incarnations, but he's always the same. Yeah, I'm going to introduce everyone to the one and only Bob DK, who's on the phone now. How's it going, Bob?
Good, man. How you doing?
Great, brother. Where are you at tonight?
I'm at home.
I mean, do you
it's got to say in Ridgeland, Wisconsin.
Wow. Yeah, I thought you were Illinois or Wisconsin. I wasn't positive.
Yeah. Oh, I moved to Kenosha like 95 and moved up here in 2009.
Wow. By the way, Sister Tracy's on the line too. Bob?
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
So,
thank you for asking me.
Of course. Yeah. Is Urban Decay originally from Waukegan, Illinois?
Oh, that's where I lived, yeah, when I moved back from the West Coast and
nice.
Started it up there.
One of your fans and regular listeners of this show, Ricky Allen up in Kenosha, he said, back in the day, we would search everywhere for punk rock music, and it wasn't always easy to find, but the one thing we could always find in just about any of the distro places was Urban Decay. He said, I don't know how Bob did it, but he was really good at distributing or getting his music out there. So Ricky wanted to know how you were so good at that. How did your stuff end up everywhere?
Well, I don't really know. The latest lineup of Urban Decay had a lot of records out. We had an LP on Beer City, we had a 7-inch on EP on Beer City, and we had 8 other 7-inchers that were on various labels. We did a split with Bitch Slap. And I don't know, there was quite a number of them back then, I guess, and that's it. People liked it, and so
they were able to get their hands on it.
Yeah, and I made a lot of T-shirts, and I made a shitload of patches, and I had a cassette guy was making me cassette copies of some of our releases, and we went to Canada a lot, and to just take off the back of a 412 and pack it full of merch, and then go over the border was way different back then. There's no passports or anything, and times they would say, "Oh, just sing us a song." We'd sing them a song, and they said, "Okay, well, have fun," and we'd go to Canada.
That's funny, man. Kind of like the time 1096 went on tour, and they were playing Nashville at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, and they said, "Hey, if you play some country, we'll give you free beer." So they got up and did some Johnny Cash, and I guess people loved them.
Well, there you go. I know Dean wanted to go to Memphis,
He did. Yeah, he was such a nut. Loved country music and blues music.
Yeah, we became pretty good friends there, and hung out quite a bit, and our bands played together, and he had a heart, and that was really sad what happened, and
yeah, he's missed very much.
And for those who don't know, we're talking about Dean Dirt.
Yeah, Dean 1096, and it's just, and then it's down the line of all my, well, not all of them, but a lot of my punk rock friends in Kenosha, followed him. It's really sad, but...
Yeah, we're talking about Dean Dirt from the band 1096, a legendary punk band out of Kenosha, who was probably one of my favorite bands. And as far as frontmen, I'd say Dean was one of the very, very best, without a doubt.
Intense.
What year did you actually... What was the official year that you guys became a band, like Urban DK?
Well, I had a band in California, and I wrote the song Urban DK. And it was spelled that way. And then I moved back, and I'm like, could be a really good band name, And so I just kept that and put a band together around that idea, and
so
we recorded a 7-inch that came out in '82.
Wow.
And they're really hard to find now, I guess, apparently, but
collector's items, bro. Yeah. Weren't you in the studio like last week recording?
Oh, this week with my band up here, Little Muddy. It's like a '70s blues rock, but it's original, and it's something I've always wanted to do. But we're in a studio called Drum Farm, and it's my 4th time in there, and it's run by John Richardson. He played drums for Gin Blossoms.
Ah, yeah.
And he's a super nice guy. He lives on a 100-acre organic farm. He took a grain storage building and then turned it into a studio. And it's so rustic. It's like walking into an old log cabin.
Awesome.
Except it's a studio, and
wow.
He's got really great gear, and he's got some great people working for him, and super fun and chill, and
are you
had a great time.
Are you guys going to release like an album or anything?
We are gonna do like a pocket CD, and we're at first, because albums take so long now, but we have plans of pressing like a brown and black to go with with dirt, with Little Muddy, splatter vinyl or something, and do a really nice recording and have it look great and look good, and
That's awesome, bro. For the Urban DK fans, how many releases did you guys put out over the years as far as records or whatever?
Oh, God. I don't know. There were some cassette-only ones. There was a CD. There was a bunch of 7-inchers. There was an LP. I don't know, probably like 12, 13. I'm not sure. Something like that.
Nice. Who are some of your very favorite all-time punk rock and roll bands?
Oh, God. Let's see. When I was out west, it's like right after Sex Pistols played in San Francisco, and that it just changed everything, and I could see that like every show that I went to or played, they were always playing Nevermind the Bullocks on the PA, like every single one. It's just crazy. It kind of sunk into me, and like, holy fuck, they just changed everything.
Yeah, 1978 and onward. Yeah, man, it was just a whole different world.
Overnight, it was,
crazy.
And, like, they're huge influence on a lot of San Francisco punk rockers, of course, and, like, I had some, like, I liked the Avengers, I liked No Alternative, I liked Negative Trend, I liked the Dead Kennedys, not so much their music, but more what the things that they sang about. They're like one of the first political punk bands. And I just had a lot of respect for Jello. Like, they warmed up for the Clash in '79 out there, and Jello was in the crowd, and the crowd tore all his clothes off, and he got back up on the stage and finished his set out.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, dude, that...
Inspiring.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah. That's awesome. A lot of people reached out when we said you were going to, do a little interview on the show. Seems like you got quite a following of people that remember you and still love you, man. And that's pretty cool to see that kind of connectivity, with the old school dudes like us. And, it's always a pleasure to have guys like you on. And yeah, man, I remember Dean talking about you back in the day. I know me and you ran into each other somewhere over the years.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, it's always groovy to talk to the old school people, dude. And I hope that when you get a new album out, maybe we can play some of that stuff, even if it's 70s rock, whatever genre. If you're doing it, we'd like to support it, bro, Hey,
man, thank you. Yeah, Mike Beer City is gonna release a Urban Decay discography, and I dug up all the masters that I had, and I sent them to a studio that he's working with in Madison, and the guy put all the, some of them were CDs, some of them were DAT tapes, and he put them all on files, and then he sent them back to me, and I went through all of them, and it was just like it took me forever.
Wow, I bet.
Like, there's so many songs, and there's so many different versions of the same songs, and so I went through that, and I was trying to get some other people to help me out, but I just kind of realized, well, I'm going to have to do this, so I did it, and I sent it back to Mike, and now I'm just waiting, we're just waiting for him to get this out, and I'm hoping to talk him into a vinyl release of, like, the best of, because there's a bunch of unreleased stuff that we did at the end, and there's some like songs that didn't get on certain records, and like I want to do the discography in reverse order, so like the newer stuff would be first and the older stuff would be last. Because there's stuff that people have not heard that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
and it's all going to get remastered too. I'm excited to hear.
Yeah.
That,
I did not know that was happening, so that's really cool, guys. If you're tuned in, Urban DK, Beer City Records, future release, discography. It's going to be some good stuff, a lot of old, stuff for you to play for your ears, my friends. Yeah, Bob, it's always cool to see what you're doing, man, and keeping up with you on social media and whatnot. I appreciate you making the time to stop by and say hi and stuff, and I guess when Mike Beer City gets that out, I'll get back with you, and we'll start playing some of that stuff on the show, man.
Hey, man, I really appreciate you getting a hold of me and reaching out. And, well, it's funny. I think Urban DK played their last show in '98, and here it is, 2022, and still alive on some level. And
yep.
and other people have reached out to me recently too, and I did like a phone interview with a guy from Chicago Reader not too long ago. So, I mean, who knows,
What comes around goes around.
And then Little Muddy got like so many listens, I couldn't believe it.
Wow. Well, that's good, bro. Everything comes back around, and I hope everything goes well with the new Little Muddy release, and I hope we both stay alive, healthy, and happy, and prosperity reaches both of us, man. And again, thanks for being part of the Church of Rock, Bob.
Yep. It's my pleasure, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You bet, brother. Tracy, you want to say bye to Bob? We're going to roll into your guilty pleasure segment.
Yes, Bob. Thanks so much for being on the show, and we'd love to have you back on for part 2.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Cheers, bro.